Welcome to the Explainer. So today we're doing something a little bit different, and honestly, it's incredibly fascinating. We're going to do a complete forensic deep dive into something you probably swipe past literally every single day. I'm talking about one of those rapid-fire 15-second street interviews. Specifically, we're looking at a clip from the YouTube channel Dating Life in Japan. You know the exact format, right? A microphone gets shoved into a passerby's hands, a quick question gets asked, a quick answer is given, and boom, they're on to the next one. But today, we're going to slow the whole thing right down. We're going to take this fleeting little moment of internet content and unpack it piece by piece, just to see what it can actually tell us about human social dynamics.
Just listen to the sheer speed of these questions. 外国人とのデートはありですか? 理想の身長は? お金持ちかイケメンか? In English, that's, would you date a foreigner? Ideal height? Rich or handsome? I mean, in the span of a single breath, 3 massive cultural and personal questions just get thrown out there. We are metaphorically pausing the tape on these frantic clips today. And why are we doing this? Well, because instead of just viewing this stuff as totally disposable entertainment, we can actually treat these casual, off-the-cuff answers as a really fascinating, culturally rich micro-data set. You see, when people don't have time to overthink things, their immediate reactions give us this remarkably unfiltered glimpse right into their real priorities.
Okay, let's dive into this. Question 1, dating across borders.
So, when the interviewer asks, would you date a foreigner, we really need to look closely at the exact linguistic phrasing of the responses. We immediately see a sharp contrast. On one hand, we have the definitive ari des, which basically translates to a solid yes or that's acceptable. And on the other hand, we get a very distinct e. The cultural weight here is absolutely brilliant. That ari is an immediate, unhesitating affirmation, right? It shows a totally open, ready mindset. But on the flip side, that e, that is the universal sound of the human brain suddenly having to process a completely new hypothetical situation. It's this tiny moment of hesitation, a split-second pause to weigh the whole concept before committing to an answer. Now, our rigorous, highly scientific data set here consists of exactly 3 responses to this question. I know, it's a massive sample size, right? But hey, playing the forensic analyst for a second, just look at the breakdown. Out of the immediate reactions captured in those fleeting seconds, 2 out of the 3 slices, so the vast majority of our microsample, landed firmly on yes or ari. Only one single respondent gave that hesitant eh. So, even in a chaotic split-second street encounter, the immediate knee-jerk reaction really leaned heavily toward international openness. Moving right along to question 2, the ideal height metric. The interviewer doesn't miss a single beat here and instantly pivots the topic. We go straight from a broad question about international dating right into highly specific physical preferences. The question, exactly as it's asked, is Risono shinchou wa nan senchi desu ka? Basically, what is the ideal height in centimeters? Notice the exact framing. The interviewer isn't just asking, hey, do you like tall partners? No, they are asking for a specific numerical metric. And what's so deeply fascinating about this moment is watching how the interviewee's answers actually progress. They don't just spit out a number immediately. It's a literal real-time negotiation. Just watch how this negotiation happens in real time. In step 1, the immediate response is a relative measurement. They say, jibun yori takakattara, which means taller than me. It's vague, it's totally relative. But then, almost instantly in step 2, you can see the brain searching for a standard metric, sort of tossing out 170, 175. And finally, by step 3, there's a definitive lock-in, 175 desune. It's 175. Look at that flow. The answers so quickly narrow down from a completely subjective feeling to a highly specific number. They find a surprising group consensus in literally just 2 or 3 seconds of audio. It's wild. And this brilliantly illustrates the power of an anchored metric. Out of all the chaos of the street, the respondents firmly landed on exactly 175 centimeters. Not a range, not a vague feeling, but a hard data point that served as the ultimate ideal height metric for this specific interaction. I mean, it just goes to show how incredibly fast humans can form a consensus when they're prompted with a specific unit of measurement.
Now for question 3, wealth versus appearance.
With that height metric locked in, the interviewer throws out the final, classic, rapid-fire dilemma right at the very end of the clip. It's the age-old debate, rich or handsome? Now, the absolutely crucial point here is how this question forces an immediate binary choice. On one side, okanimochi, rich. On the exact opposite side, ikemen, handsome. There is literally no time to offer a nuanced, thoughtful answer about, a good personality or someone who makes me laugh. By giving them only 2 stark options in such a fast-paced environment, the interviewer is perfectly framing this as the ultimate test of material versus aesthetic values presented directly to people just walking down the street.
and the transcript reveals a totally unvarnished result. We get a perfect split in the immediate, unfiltered human priorities of the respondents. One voice immediately shouts out for the aesthetic priority, Ikenmin, handsome. But almost simultaneously, another voice counters with the material priority, Okanemochi, rich. It is a perfect deadlock. Without any time to self-censor or even think about what the quote-unquote socially acceptable answer might be, the raw data splits evenly right down the middle between looks and wealth.
So, what's the final takeaway? Well, we've reached the end of the clip, which means it's time to zoom out. By intentionally slowing down this micro data set, a video that, let's be real, probably took you less time to watch on your phone than it takes to tie your shoes, we've actually learned a lot. Let's quickly recap the 3 distinct sociological and linguistic data points we successfully extracted directly from just a few seconds of tape. Number 1, regarding dating foreigners, the immediate linguistic reaction was mostly an open, affirming arty, or yes. Number 2, when pushed for an ideal height metric, the group negotiated in real time from a vague taller than me down to a very specific, unified 175 centimeters. And finally, number 3, when forced into a binary corner between wealth and looks, the priority was instantly, perfectly split.
All of this brings us to a much bigger thought. We consume endless hours of short-form content, often just treating it as background noise. But as you've seen today, when you actually stop the tape and really look at the words, the hesitations, and the immediate reactions, there is a literal wealth of information there. So what real, unfiltered human truths are hiding in the 15-second clips we usually just swipe right past? Next time you're scrolling, maybe pause for just a moment and ask yourself what data is quietly sitting right beneath the surface. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next deep dive.